Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. PPV operators prepare for full implementation of new Road Traffic Act. Operators of public passenger vehicles (PPV) are gearing up for the full implementation of the Road Traffic Act. The new act is set to take effect on February 1. Hector Newman, president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services (TODS), says operators are making every effort to clear outstanding traffic tickets. But while the operators do this, he said they will be taking their additional concerns to the government. We are going to be ensuring that the environment in which we operate our business, considering that the thoroughfare, the roadways, is our office, we have to ensure that government set it right, he said. Transport operators have complained about several shortcomings in the road traffic system, including the lack of designated loading and offloading sites for taxis on some roads, which they say causes them to unintentionally run afoul of the law in their daily operations. JACA calls for increased number of air traffic controllers. The Jamaica Air Traffic Controllers Association JACA is calling for an increase in the number of air traffic controllers. JACA President Kurt Solomon says the hectic schedule of the winter tourist season, particularly in January and February, has highlighted the need for more personnel. Mr. Solomon says with the existing 2-year contract set to expire in March, considerations need to be given to expanding the complement of controllers. He said the government's public sector compensation review should take this need into consideration, warning that if they approach the whole review with somewhat of a defined budget based on the numbers of staff that exist now, it could put us in a little spot of bother. Mr. Solomon noted that the service air traffic controllers provide is critical and relies heavily on staff availability. Homeless man wants help to start business in 2023. Like scores of homeless Jamaicans across the island, Delroy Alexander Page received one meal on Christmas Day, an act of charity by a caring couple, as he rested outside the makeshift structure he calls home at the intersection of Salt Pond Road and the Spanish Town bypass in St. Catherine. Later in the night, Page, who says he is originally from Gordon Pen, St. Catherine, received another meal from a concerned resident of the nearby Phoenix Park Village community, who often stops and gives him a meal or cash when he sees him begging for food. While grateful for the helping hands, he does not just want one-off help during the festive season, but is hoping he will get an opportunity to start a business to earn a living for himself. He dreams of opening a shop at the intersection where he lives to sell steel products. Although the shack he erected with wood pallets is neither safe nor permitted, he believes that his clientele would be at that area. Me need a pants and shirt. What I need is clothes, money to buy food and so on. But what I really need, I want to open a business. I want to buy and sell some things, like juice, power, boom, and biscuit, Page told reporters in an interview last Wednesday. Scars on his arms and feet are telltale signs of broken bones after a decade and a half ago. The man, who sports unkempt hair and an ungrown beard, insists that he is 73 years old, but his voter's identification card indicates that he is 64. Page told reporters that he became homeless 15 years ago after he was wrongly accused of a crime and badly beaten. He said that if then after his name was clear, those seeking vengeance would not let him be safe, and he was attacked again. I started to pray to Jehovah God that if it's thy will for me to die this way, let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. If it is not thy will, let it pass over me, he told reporters. Page said he later woke up inside the hospital. It took him 7 days to see again, and weeks before he was released. Arsonist later returned to his former home another night to set the building alight, he said, resulting in his mother being hospitalized. He also had to seek shelter elsewhere in St. Catherine. Those are the things why I had to leave Garden Pen. Don't have no one to stand up for me. Me own a God family them turn against me. Me own a family make up enemies to kill me, Page explained. I had to leave Garden Pen 15 years ago. Me used to stay nearby. But to the way the lady a gone, me buy them pallets here and met this, he said. In an interview to reporters last week, Norman Scott, mayor of Spanish Town, was not aware of Page's case, but explained that the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation has made numerous efforts to assist persons, such as this homeless man especially, during the festive season. He also explained that the only option now on the part of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation is to place persons such as Page at the Spanish Town Infirmary. However, many do not want to stay at the facility. He pointed out a previous case in 2015 where there was major uproar about help for a homeless man bus apartment who lived along Mandela Highway. He said that apartment was taken twice to Spanish Town Infirmary and he was not in favor of that offering. He was returning to his home in St. Mary. When it comes to homelessness in my parish, we are second to none. When it comes to the care for people, we are second to none. A lot of these people, they chose to go there, Scott told reporters. He said the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation is on the verge of opening a shelter for their homeless population, as many of them prefer to be on the street in the days and have a shelter at nights. They refuse to be locked away in the Spanish Town Infirmary. Cornfield residents team up to fix unsafe entrance to community. Residents of Cornfield in St. Andrew joined hands and hearts on New Year's Day to repair a section of the community's entrance, which poses a threat to safety, especially for the elderly. Rowan Walters, who has lived in the area for more than 20 years, told reporters that the original entrance to the district was lost years ago during heavy rains, which caused a breakaway. Steps were built some 100 miles away from the original entrance as a temporary access point, and the 42-year-old explained that through community efforts, a retaining wall was partially built on Labor Day about 8 years ago. The other part needs to be built, but we're not getting no help from the representative them, and that is where the road is breaking away. We live here, so we have to do it ourselves. Whenever it rains, the water comes between the two houses from up the hill, and it comes like a riverbed. I've seen it work in other places where they lay tires and use it to build retaining walls and heavy water run over it. We have decided that we're going to try it, the resident said, who spearheaded the project. Walters told reporters that he secured approximately 60 tires from a tire shop, but it appears that more will be needed to complete the project. He explained that the plan is to sack the dirt-filled tires to a road level, and he hopes that with financial assistance from residents, they will be able to pave the area with concrete. Paul Grant, a resident who was assisting with the repairs, reasoned that it was better to fix it as best they can than be sorry when somebody gets washed away. We built this step down there and cut on a little railing about 2 years ago, but when you reach up to this part, there is hardly any road to walk, Grant stated. He said in future, the remainder of the retaining wall can be built without removing the tires. We pack it properly, and they say that it can last up to 50 years. We talk to our member of parliament, and we get 2 little bag of cement now and then, but nothing much, he lamented. Another resident, Michael Small, was among the men who were busy filling wheelbarrows with dirt to pack the tires. We have to put our shoulders to the wheel because we have our houses up here and nobody has been helping us. This is very dangerous because all the water that is coming off the hill escapes right through here to go down on the road. The water has taken away a lot of the road and we are at risk of losing the house right here. If we lose that house, there is no entrance going into Cornfield, the 55-year-old explained. Before the breakaway, it was easy for Barbara Dunkley to access her home as it was closest to the foot of the hill. Now she uses the steps and walks around a narrow pathway to the home she shares with her husband and son. I am grateful for the steps, but it was easier to walk the other way. I am 65 and I have lived here for 34 years. I feel scared sometimes because of how narrow the road is and how close it is to the edge. I have to use a stick to walk so I can balance and stay mostly to the left, adding that she would be grateful if the authorities sought to build a proper road for residents to enter the community. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.